Hi, welcome to my studio. I'm painting on the glass plate today, making more Screaming Ladies. You can see I put the drawing underneath the glass plate and I set up my paints. I'm using oil-based paint, water-soluble oil-based paint, which I mix the paint with water. I'm just doing this because I feel like it's easier on the paper. And yeah, it's all an experiment. I'm working with that sort of thin rice paper at the moment. With the water-soluble oil paint, you can obviously use solvents, turpentines, and things with the oil-based paint, but I like this paint not only because they're very vibrant colors, you can get neons and really intense colors, but I think by mixing it with water, it just allows for a different process. As you know, you can see I spray water on the plate. And mainly, I think it's also less harsh on the paper than solvents would, especially in this case because I'm using this very thin rice type paper. In future, I could change that with heavier stock paper, but for now, I think the water works best.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know.
When I pull back the paper, I can see there's still paint on the plate, so I add water, and that will kind of allow the paint to lift from the plate onto the paper.
I came back to let you know. Got a thing for love, and I can't let it go. Some people go around the world for love, but they may never find. They dream.
How many people have questions and anxieties, worries, concerns that they want to get answers to.
I love this, and I have to say, I hear.
This is the third and final time I paint from this image on this plate. Each time I try to take a different approach. Usually by the third time I'm a little more, I'm at the end of using my palette and I'll be a little more experimental with color. It's each time I paint it, it's different, even though it's the same image. The result can be very different. It can even look sometimes like a different person, and that's what makes it interesting. There's always this, with this approach, there's such a lack of control, which is something I enjoy. So in the end, I'm sort of get to discover something.
People go around the world for love, but they may never find. They dream of what you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you makes me do for love what I would not do. Da 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 da. You know I only want the best, it's true. I can't believe the things I do for you. But you won't do for love. You tried everything, You make me do for love what I would not do. Makes me do for love what I would not do.
Looking at the end result of these portraits, you can really see that each one sort of has a very different level of expression, which I find interesting.
location of things has been displaced. I mean, even here being in New York City, I know so many people since COVID have moved.
I wanted to take a look at all the latest portraits I've made. So I've laid them out on the floor to get a better idea of what's going on. It's helpful to see them all together. I can sort of compare and see what works, what I like, and we'll see. I think moving forward, I may change papers again and keep experimenting. Okay, I managed to get out here, and you know, this is a learning thing for me. limited palette, but I got this fun, really inexpensive palette from Target, which I think was great. Came with the paper. And so I think to experiment with having more of a palette. But at least I started. I decided to take this old canvas that I'd been hanging outside for too long and throw it into a bucket of dye, and we'll see what happens. I spent about 4 hours sewing into this canvas last night, which is hard to believe the time that it takes. But I don't know if it's slow, in part because you're kind of making decisions, like decisions on brush strokes. But I actually spent, I think I spent a long time in this section. I won't pick it out yet, but you know, that's, I guess, part of it. You could spend a lot of time and end up picking it out. Yeah, it's just unbelievably time consuming. Part of the problem is I was doing it at night, and at night I can't see. So in the daylight, I'm like, oh, that was a really bright thread. And anyways, I have to try things because it's all an experiment.
Somewhere out there in the world is somebody who saved my son's life, and I will never know them.
I'm sure this would be like a needle pointer's nightmare, how to keep my threads. But because I kind of just need, not always, I mean, I get away with it. It's not ideal, but so I have to do it because I kind of have to be able to put things away and bring them out. It would be nice. My friend who needle points has a beautiful cupboard with pegs with beautiful silk needle point threads lined up, and that would be the way to do this. But something to aspire to as I get better. I'm still amateur. Or, you know, discovering things for me and how to do this kind of work. It's, I'm not interested in a stitch that's going to look like a beautiful, perfect, probably needlepoint type stitch. I think there are all kinds of cool stitching that I could look at to get sort of different depths and, I don't know, things I could take inspiration from. But I am looking, I sort of like these random threads. I like a little bit of, probably what a needle pointer would think is sort of a very messy stitch, but it's my way of creating a brush stroke. Somehow, I guess. That's how I look at it. Here, I intend to add this big thread, sew this big thread on. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I also don't know really if this is the best thing to sew on here. I'm doing it right now. Usually I do it sort of on my lap or on my stool over there, but I'm just going with this for today. See how it goes. This is a very long string, so could be problematic. I'm going to shorten it. I have like one needle that works right now. So I need to get needles and scissors and, you know, now that I'm getting into this kind of serious From here, I'm selecting colored threads. This is kind of how I look at them and decide what to use. It's really painting with thread. This is another canvas I'm working on sewing threads into, gradually adding new stitches. I love the details from this painting because it shows you how abstract the flowers are, and each frame is like a painting in itself, which is why Monet is just an absolute master.